You'd be surprised how many of the big decisions in our lives really didn't end up being our own decisions. Rather, we made these decisions based off of programming or society's expectations of us. And I think that's one of, if not the biggest reason why anyone who feels like they've done everything they're supposed to do, from the job, the school, the relationship, whatever it may be, still feel like there's something missing or lacking. They're still not finding the happiness that they thought they would get from doing these things. From childhood all the way up until now and forever to go, society's expectations get implanted in our subconscious, and we subconsciously do things that aren't really what we want or what we should necessarily do or what's right for us. And it's not until we bring awareness to that we're able to break free from that and start living life based on our own terms. I'm definitely guilty of this. When I was 17 years old, I was graduating high school and had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. But I felt like if I didn't do something, like go to university, that I would be a failure. And so the idea of going into accounting was given to me, and I went through with it. And here I am 10 years later, all these accounting degrees and my CPA designation and even further education after that, realizing that I never really chose this for me. I chose this path to feel accepted, or because it was what my parents wanted, to not be seen as a failure. And it makes sense now why no matter what promotions I got or how much I was getting paid, I still didn't feel fulfilled or that happiness inside that I desire. I've felt a lot of burnout and like it was a chore to go to work every day. And that just isn't the life that I wanted for myself. So it wasn't until recently that I really realized that wasn't my choice. And after realizing that, it really changed my life because I was able to make the decision for myself to leave that behind, at least for now, because Julia right now wants to do something else. What feels aligned for this version of me isn't that. And I think a lot of us would feel a lot more joy and happiness in our day-to-day if we did things that felt aligned to us. Now, whether it's a career or going to school or even buying a house or who you're marrying and getting married, and if you want to have kids and all that, I think this applies to all of that, because I know there's people out there that get married because they feel if they don't get married now, then they're not going to have kids when everyone's supposed to have kids, or be able to buy a house when everyone's supposed to buy a house. And again, that's just staying on that same path of making decisions based on what society expects of us or what's been subconsciously programmed in us. And that doesn't lead to a life of happiness at all. I think it leads to a quite sad life, unfortunately, when you are constantly making decisions for others and not for you and what feels good to you. There's a lot of decisions I've made now in my 20s that I know a lot of people don't necessarily understand because it's so different from what society expects. But I can tell you this, I'm so grateful that I've done that, because I feel the happiest that I've ever been, and I know I'm only going to continue to feel good and feel more happy and more fulfilled because I'm doing things that feel right for me. And I encourage you out there to take a step back and look at those big decisions you've made in your life and or ones that are coming up, and ask yourself if you made those for you or if they were made for someone else. And if they were made for someone else, that's okay. But if they don't feel good to you now, you can still change. You can still modify your life to give you the life that you wanted, to feel fulfilled, to find that happiness that you've been searching for so long. We all deserve to live a good life. We all deserve to be happy. And this is just one of those things that a lot of people overlook or never realize, unfortunately, and end up living their whole lives for other people. I can think of many people in my life that I see that have done this, and especially ones that are older now, you can just tell that they didn't choose the path that they really wanted, and they have to live with those consequences, unfortunately. And if you're lucky enough to realize this now or at any time in your life, I encourage you to go forward with it and start making decisions for yourself. Think for yourself and think what this version of you wants, or what future life you really want for yourself, and find a way to get there. One thing that I ask you is if there's something that you could do now that would make you feel like you're living life for you and living life freely. What is it? Comment below. Let me know. I'd love to hear it. And let's all keep on this journey of becoming better versions of ourselves and living life for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones who have to live with it. So if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.